Hello, this is Angela with Parkrose Permaculture. It is an incredibly busy day for our family here in Portland, Oregon. I only have time to do a very brief update in the middle of looking like this and doing 20,000 homesteading chores today. So it's cool and overcast, and that means today is a day that I have to make jam and preserve food. So I took the last of our Seckel pear harvest from last fall out of the freezer, and I made a big batch of caramel spice pear butter. And I needed to take things out of the freezer because I immediately filled the hole that those pears left when I took them out with a bunch of bags of peaches from my peach tree. So freezer space is at a premium right now, and it's often a juggle. Since it's cool, I've got to be running the canner. I've got to be cooking. I made peach cobbler, making homemade bread today, and just trying to get as much done as I can while it is cool out. I've also spent quite a bit of time in the garden. I am working on washing a wool fleece, which is a long process. A little frustrated that all of the fleece I set out to dry yesterday got rained on this morning, but I can't complain because we got rain for the first time in ages. I've also been picking produce, and my husband has been working on a project using free pallet wood and the old sink we took out of our kitchen to make an outdoor wash station for our produce. So I'm really excited about that project. So now I'm going to go back and do a little bit more summer pruning. It's time to work on the rambling roses and get them trained up. But I thought I would give you a brief little tour of this tiny little guild I have going on in my front yard. This is an area that used to be part of my driveway just a couple short years ago. It is a very young bed, but there is so much abundance in it. I really wanted to show you what's happening. This bed is currently nestled in between two temporary pathways, and just a few years ago was part of my driveway, which we removed in order to add more garden beds. What was once concrete is now a diverse polyculture full of food-producing plants and beautiful pollinator attractors. The anchor of this polyculture is actually an ornamental pollinator attractor called a chaste tree, Vitex agnus castus. It is a fantastic bumblebee food. Even here at the very end of its flowering cycle, it is covered in bumbles. It has palmate leaves and a really lovely shape. It will get quite a bit taller, about 10 feet at maturity. The bright yellow Rudbeckia black-eyed Susans provide nice contrast in both color and form with the chaste tree. And underneath I have hardy geraniums, which were cut back heavily after their first bloom and are just starting to flower again. Tucked in underneath all of these perennial flowers are hood strawberries as well as annual basil plants. This brand new aster was supposed to be pink, and I am a little disappointed that it is white, but I'm going to keep it for now because the bees love it so much. A well-designed, diverse polyculture bed is beautiful and also highly functional. Here we see Melisodes longhorn bees drawn in as habitat is created for native species, while underneath grows the Physalis peruviana, also known as Inca berry, one of our absolute favorite garden harvests. About a dozen basil plants are tucked around this bed. In the front yard where it's very hot and sunny, I like to grow my basil where it has shelter so it is less likely to bolt. I've already gotten 2 harvests out of this bed, and I am ready for a third. I have no regrets about the decision to remove half of our driveway to add polyculture beds. Not only has it stopped the water in our basement by absorbing the runoff from the cul-de-sac across the street and uphill, I also am creating habitat for native pollinators and producing food for our family, as well as aesthetic beauty for us and our neighbors to enjoy. So thanks for watching today. I'll be back later this weekend with more in-depth videos. Also, be sure and check out my sister channel, Parker's Hausfrau, where today I am making fresh homemade pesto using the basil grown in this bed I featured in today's video. If you are interested in supporting this channel on a more regular basis, I also have a Patreon down in the description. I'll be back soon. Thanks.